Soyez savoir, we love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In this bulletin, Fiji gets COVID-19 testing facility. Meat quality concerns remain. And landfill keeps becoming an expensive affair.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateva Lendua.
Fiji now has state-of-the-art facilities capable of testing for COVID-19, one of only 4 in the Pacific. The Fiji Centre for Disease Control in Suva was commissioned by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama this morning. The centre is able to conduct molecular testing for a range of diseases, but the focus right now is COVID-19. Bainimarama has urged all Fijians to practice good hygiene.
We're blessed to have been spared so far. But with the majority of countries on earth reporting cases, we need to prepare as a matter of when, not if, we will see the first case here in Fiji. That's why I urge all Fijians to act with the utmost precaution.
Fiji is not too far from the trade ecosystems that it will not feel the impact of COVID-19 in other countries. This was highlighted by Minister for Trade Pramila Kumar while speaking to members of the Fiji-Australia Business Council this week. Kumar says that there will be discussions held to find out how Fiji will be able to prepare better should business feel the impact.
We're going to have a one-to-one discussion. I'd like to hear their plans. And also I'd like to hear what government can do for them so that we can put in a proposal if seriously our economy is affected. How can we keep the businesses afloat?
The sale of poor quality meat was prevalent in Suva, Nosori, Nakasi and Nandi. This was discovered after a joint inspection by the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission and the Ministry of Health's Food and Safety Unit. FCCC Chief Executive Joel Abraham says the work of the Ministry of Health is commendable.
They were able to seize and condemn the meat, and they've taken their necessary actions under the Act.
It was earlier highlighted that a total of 22 supermarkets were surveyed and were found to be non-compliant with the Food Safety Act and regulations. The Ministry of Health and Medical Services will soon complete its post-TC Winston rehabilitation across the country. There was extensive damage to a number of health facilities when TC Winston struck just over 4 years ago, and the ministry aims to completely restore functionality shortly. The Health Ministry says apart from the rebuilding efforts, there are also plans to further upgrades to other medical facilities within the next 5 years.
With our the Winston work, the last one that's being done at the moment is Nassau Health Centre. That's about nearly $900,000. Tabo had major maintenance happen to it. It also was a couple of $1 million. Nambualu we just kind of finished now is about $3.5 million.
The Environment Ministry can no longer afford to spend over $4 million every 3 years for the stacking of waste materials at the Namboro landfill. Permanent Secretary Joshua Wycliffe says they're currently looking at the waste remediation medium as an alternative to address the stacking and space issue in the landfill. On-site remediation may include temporary removal of hazardous waste, construction of a secure landfill, and proper replacement of the waste. He adds the ministry is optimistic that this initiative will roll out towards the end of this year.
We'd like to see the landfill actually shrink, size of the landfill shrink rather than not expand. The landfill has been operational for over 19 years, nearly 20, and there's a lot of waste that has been stacked and dumped there. So we'd like to see if that can be remediated in every possible way. Later this year, the ministry is marching towards a much more progressive technology that will match the modern times.
With water disruptions becoming a norm in many areas, the Water Authority says they are also losing water due to illegal connection. Chief Executive Barry Obudsman says this is a serious issue that they are losing a certain percentage of water. He says they're trying to ensure that Fijians have water at all times.
We have a limited amount of water, and we have a number of leaks, of course, but it takes some time to repair. There's leaks pretty much every day in our infrastructure, unfortunately. So anyone that's taking water without paying for it does affect us as well too.
Vodafone Fiji sees new growth opportunities with data products and services. Vodafone Chief Marketing Officer Rajneesh Prasad says they have invested over $200 million on their network to ensure they upgrade the network to support data services. Prasad says the upgrade is part of their capital investment in its network infrastructure. With the changing lifestyle and continuous growth in data usage, Vodafone is eager to pave the way for more efficient ways of accessing data.
Customers are quite data hungry, and a lot of customers are using internet and data on their phones now. And the number of customers are increasing day by day. So we just need to ensure that our networks are coping up with the demand in terms of growth for data in the country.
Overseas, tales of survival and heroism are being retold as the anniversary of the Christchurch terror attacks looms this weekend in New Zealand. A neighbour to the Al Nur Mosque saved 5 people on March 15th last year, and yesterday was reunited with one of them. Coming up, Fiji Warriors win again. And Fiji FA continues with football gospel. Stay with us.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
The Swire Shipping Fiji Warriors were victors in their second World Rugby Pacific Challenge match with a 47-0 over Tonga A at the ANZ Stadium in Suva last night. The Warriors scored 5 tries in the second half compared to 2 they managed in the first spell. Despite the win, head coach Kelele Were says there is a lot of work to be done before they face Japan on Saturday.
Yes, we played not very well in the second half, but you know it's better than the first game. You know, you know still there's a lot of work-ons that we need to do. You know, the ball retention side. You know, we keep losing the ball. You know, yes, I've told the boys, you know, enjoy the win, but still, there's a lot of work that needs to be done before we face Japan.
The Striders will be out to break their 2-year drought as they prepare for the upcoming Mars Sevens tournament later this month. The side was crowned women's champion in 2017, but failed to defend their title in 2018 as they went down to Marist Seahawks 1912 and lost the final to the Seahawks last year 17-5. But Striders coach and player Alisi Ngomaitai says this year will be different.
We also won Marist Sevens a few years ago, and this year we would like to win the tournament as well. And I believe other teams too are preparing so well, so we won't underestimate any team. So we'll do our best, whichever team comes our way.
The Brumbies are keen to keep the top spot in the Aussie Conference, but face tough opponents this weekend when they host the Waratahs. Brumbies flanker Tom Cusack is confident the week of training can only better prepare them for Sunday afternoon's showdown against the Waratahs, who are still trying to find their feet in the competition. The Brumbies leads the Aussie Conference with 18 points, while the Waratahs are 4th with 4.
Yeah, it's the reality of it. They haven't performed very well at all, and they're only winning 1 game. And we have to tread lightly around that. As cliched as it is, they can bounce back in any way. And I think Dan made the point the other day. Rebels were where we are last year, and they didn't end up anywhere near the top. So we're sitting right at the top and where we want to be. So it's just about keeping that form and making sure we stay where we need to stay.
Fiji Football Association is keen on expanding football into a more inclusive sport. The Fiji FA has seen interest from young kids with certain disabilities in their Mom and Pop League program that runs every Saturday in 10 centres around the country. Development Officer William Sikuri says through the program they're looking at creating a more inclusive football environment.
I don't want to use the word discriminate, but we'd like to see everybody in football on a level playing field. No matter the disadvantages that you have physically, football is for everybody.
Tottenham Hotspur's Champions League campaign came to an end as they were well beaten by RB Leipzig in the last 16. The 3-0 second leg loss saw the English club lose out 4-0 on aggregate. A trough of low pressure remains slow moving over Fiji. Associated clouds and showers is expected to affect the group until tomorrow. And that is your FBC News now. Remember to join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For these stories and others, you can also tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Stay safe. Good afternoon.
Bula FM
Bula FM number 2 NSR.